Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Experts Tell All. I'm joined today by the VanDyk Morgage team. How are you doing today, guys?
Good.
Doing great.
Awesome. Doing great. So I'm joined today by Adam and Gabriella, both awesome folks on the VanDyk Morgage team. Adam, do you want to just go ahead and give a quick intro to you and then Gabriella as well?
Yeah. I'm our marketing technology specialist. So I manage Total Expert on a day-to-day basis, as well as all of our other marketing technology. So not just Total Expert, do a lot of trainings on all of our tech for our sales force as well.
You are the training guru, I've heard, right, Gabriella?
Oh, yes. Yes, he is. We don't know what we would do without him.
I know. What do you do at VanDyk?
So I work for one of the top branches at VanDyk Morgage, and I handle marketing and admin support. With that role comes a lot with the Total Expert, and among many things, Total Expert being like our core focus. I mean, going out there and putting out a message to our realtors, partners, and customers.
That's amazing. And Gabriella, I know that you also came off a different system, right? So this Total Expert was new for you when you just recently, right? Not recently, but once VanDyk, chose to move over to Total Expert. Talk about that transition a little bit for you coming from supporting the field.
Vastly different. The system that we had in before, it was easy. It really was. You just go in there, you just make some flyers, and you just kind of moved on. We didn't really dive into like the behind the scenes email deployment. Really was just like, that's where we put our contacts. That's where we make some flyers and some websites, and we're good to go.
That's amazing. Well, now you've transitioned and you're loving the system. And I feel like you told me it's much easier to leverage. You've been able to easily help support your team in a bigger capacity than you were before.
Yes, so much more. There probably isn't a day where I'm not logging into Total Expert for one of our loan originators. And it definitely has a lot to do with whether it's their marketing efforts, emails, flyers, websites, you name it. I'm in there all the time. And I do enjoy it. It's actually, when you talk about our different CRM programs, this is now maybe like my fifth, sixth one that I see. So I will totally support Total Expert as a CRM for people.
That's amazing. And a lot of that probably has to do with, I know you're mentioning how much you work and appreciate the amazing Adam here and how much, the team and the marketing team does to help support the staff and the loan officers and using the system. Yeah. Adam, and I know that you specifically, one of the really cool things that you guys have done when I was talking to Gabriella was, you guys put out an agent facing marketing message every single Thursday. You guys are creating this and you're deploying it on, you're giving that time for the originators to say, hey, do I want to opt in, opt out? But then it goes out weekly on Tuesdays. And then Gabriella, you actually interface a lot with that, which we'll talk about next. But Adam, talk to us a little bit about the strategy of putting out weekly content for agents on behalf of your loan officers and doing that through the system.
Yeah. So prior to Total Expert, we did this as well, but it was very manual. So we had to email all of our sales team, ask them if they wanted to opt out of something. You kind of waited around to see what they said. So now using Campaign Builder and Total Expert, we give them the option to opt out. So we just create it, let it run. If someone doesn't like it, they can opt out. They can preview all of the content as well. So they're seeing what is going on to our partners. And then when it does deploy on Tuesdays, we like to say it's a conversation starter. So we do have a interactive button in there as well that they can request to co-market. The real estate agent can request to the loan officer. Again, conversation starter. And then we're getting our name out there as well. So we just co-brand the piece in Total Expert, send it on its way. And then our name is getting out there as well as the real estate agent's name.
That's amazing. And I appreciate that you're saying it's a relationship starter. So it's about the consistency in the message, putting it out weekly so that you're just getting your brand out there, you're supporting your agents, you're getting the messaging out there. And then what you mentioned really, that's just super, super cool, is at the bottom of it, you always have a button that's coded that's essentially saying, hey, invite to co-market. So if your agent wants to, they can actually take the next step to co-market. I know, Gabriella, you actually, use that function a lot. So when a agent says, hey, I want to co-market, what does the next step look like for you from a supporting aspect for loan officers?
So when an agent actually hits that button, they create a quick response back to the loan originator, and it's already like typed in with the subject request to co-market. Because I don't get those emails directly, the loan originator send them to me, and I'm copied in there. I go into Total Expert. If they already have a profile set up, then that's great because then I just go in there, click a few buttons, and next thing you know, I got the flyer. I send it back to the loan originator and the real estate agent so that they know that that relationship and that task has been completed. If a partner does not have a profile, I get a little creative and I will try to find a professional headshot for them
Yeah.
online. If they have a Facebook page, a lot of times that's going to be one of their professional headshots and their broker logos. And I will go in there and take the time to create their profile. And of course, I ask, please verify all this information is correct. And 9 times out of 10, I get it pretty right. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. And it's one last step where we're asking the agent to send us their headshot. So I try to make that process as easy as possible. Only if I cannot find a good headshot, that's when I'm like, can you please send me something? And I'll be happy to create this for you.
Yeah. I love that you're doing, taking that, alleviating that process of getting them immediately in the system so you can start to
Yes.
actually co-market and do that with. And I also know that you do a lot of additional work to support them as well. Like, and if an agent, is having trouble or wanting to learn more about Total Expert, something really cool that Adam, I know you do, and Gabriella, you also partner with him on, is you do office hours, right? And you actually have taken your agents there and sat down and walked through the system. So talk to us a little bit about maybe some of those additional activities that you do with agents.
Adam, you can take the lead on this one first.
Yeah. So typically, if an agent wants some more training, they'll work closer with the branch, and then so Gabriella will bring me into this, and they'll join my office hours. So they're every day, Monday through Friday, 30 minutes a day, and their agents are more than welcome to join. I'll go in, demo the platform so they can learn more about it. Always welcome to rejoin if they have more questions. We also do use a co-marketing training journey as well. Bobbi Jo, I believe you created that one. So we use a lot of your videos in the journey. They get dripped every 2 weeks to them. Video, they watch it. It's one tiny little segment of Total Expert. So over the course of 1-2 months, they are learning the platform as well. And then, as I mentioned, after that, they'll typically join office hours, have a live demo with me.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. There's a lot of, I know, marketers out there who don't leverage this journey, but we do, like you just mentioned, we do have a journey out there for co-marketers. So the second that someone becomes a co-marketing partner, like you're mentioning, they onboarded onto a journey where then, they can start get information on how to use the system. So maybe they start with a training with you, but then additionally you can onboard them and say, hey, I want to nurture them and help educate them on the system with maybe more bite-sized educational pieces rather than, a super long session. So that's a really good use case for admins out there too, who don't necessarily use this already. But leveraging an educational type journey that we already have built in that you can just help, nurture and educate your folks on. And so Gabriella, talk to us a little bit about, so, if you have an agent, you bring them onto these calls, and then you just help support them with, content pieces, maybe open house stuff, single property websites. Talk to us a little about maybe some of those activities that you do.
So when an agent has had the time to meet with Adam, and I make it a point to make sure that I'm on that call as well, and I give Adam the heads up that he's going to have a guest on. After that, some agents are, they're very hands-on. They can go in there and create their own stuff, and we may never hear anything about it again.
Yeah.
Other agents, they're still very much used to how we used to do things in our previous CRM, so they'll still send email requests for open house flyers, marketing flyers. They'll say like, hey, do you have any flyers on down payment assistance or Florida Housing Authority? So those type of requests either come directly to me or they're sent through the loan originator. And at which point I just complete their request and send it back and say, hey, let me know if you need anything else. And always talking up that, this platform is available for them. It's free to them to use and to leverage with their business, because we are essentially a partner with them, even if they're not always working directly with us.
Yeah, it's really great. I love that you guys are highly focused on educating and training referral partners. I think that a lot of organizations, they do a lot of educational, content to their staff, their LOs, but what more do we do for the referral partners? And I love that from a marketing standpoint, you guys are both highly invested in educating their referral partners as well, because you know that that's where a lot of their business comes from. So I really love that piece. I also want to transition here and talk a little bit, Adam, if you're okay talking through something super cool that you guys have done. And I'm going to get the name right. The pipeline power up journey. I thought this was super, super fun. And for, admins out there listening, just hearing about some of the creativity that they have put into this pipeline power up journey to help keep their LOs accountable to the daily tasks and daily routine things that we should be doing in the system every single day. So Adam, you want to just talk about the framework, the value, the why of this? And if I'm an admin out there, what would I need to do to sort of get started on this?
Yeah. So we launched it last quarter, so Q4 of 2024. Obviously slowest time of year in the mortgage industry, the holidays. So we were trying to find out a way to get our LOs re-engaged, kind of set them up for the new year. So we worked really, really closely with our sales leaders and our top branches to see what they wanted out of Total Expert. A lot of them, surprisingly, wanted tasks. So we created a task journey. It's completely tasks. That's all it is. They get one task every single day. They can complete it as they choose, but they won't move forward until they complete the previous day's tasks. So we built it a lot around, again, feedback from the sales force. We like to say, choose your own adventure. So we have each task give them a few different avenues that they could focus on, whether it be current pipeline, new referral sources, past clients, and they can choose what they're wanting to work on for that day to increase their business. So with that, we, of course, use Total Expert to get the tasks out to our team, but we also use a lot of the features in Total Expert as well. So customer intelligence, that could be a task like, hey, today, go call all of your rate alerts. And it's just a reminder for them to do these things. A lot of them don't realize what's in Total Expert until they log in, or they have like a bite-sized task to do that day.
Totally.
Could be super overwhelming, right? So we were trying to lessen that feeling for them, but get them into the platform.
Yeah.
It's
interesting. No, you're okay, Adam. I'm just saying it's really interesting when you think about that, because, tasks in general, I think they go like, what the heck? So my second question to you is going to be like, how the heck, how has it been leveraging tasks? I think a lot of admins would say, that's crazy. Like my people are not going to use tasks. But I think what's really cool is that you've actually taken, because most of the time the feedback from LOs is when I get into the system, there's just so much and I don't know what to do. So you're actually prescribing through a journey every single day, just one thing. Like, hey, if I log in, I don't need to do, almost like sometimes we say, here's your daily things. You're going to do this, 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 and this, right? But sometimes that's even too much. So even just saying and prescribing, hey, today, do all your rate alerts. Tomorrow, let's, call 10 people in your current pipeline or something like that. But you're just saying, hey, here's one thing. And then they actually get to select the outcome of what they do. And they can choose between a couple different options, which I think is so cool. So sorry to keep you, to cut you off, but I just think that's super, super cool. Keep going. Sorry.
No, you're good. And, we do use the outcome tasks. So they do have to tell us what they did in order to move forward.
Track it.
We could track it. Yep, of course. So we do get a report weekly dropped from Total Expert telling us who completed what task and what feature they chose to focus on. And this is really so we can continue to update the journey, right? If someone or if most of our team is not focusing on past clients, we may decide, okay, we want to go a different avenue. They're not wanting to focus on that. So that's why we do that, as well as not to overwhelm them in the platform. So a lot of times when you don't use a task outcome, they keep getting tasks over and over and over and over again. So we don't want them to move forward until they've done the previous task as well.
Yeah, no, that's so fair. And I love that you've done that. One of the questions I had too around task or how you onboard people, what is the process for getting an LO on this? Is it like an all in, all on approach? Or for something like this, is it a little more tailored? Like they have to raise their hand? Is it coming from sales leadership? So everyone's involved. What does this look like?
Yeah. So we decided to onboard everybody. When we launched it, we kind of did a mini little sales rally to get them excited about it. We had a ton of prizes that they could win. So we did have a leaderboard as well, which we know sales people love leaderboards.
Love a leaderboard.
Yeah. So we did onboard everybody. We went in, we turned on all of their notifications because we know sometimes they turn them off, right? So we went in, turned everything on, onboarded every single one of them. If they did it, great. If they didn't, their sales leader knew. And then they approach them about it and see if they wanted to get on the bandwagon.
That's awesome. Yeah, get on the bandwagon. If you're not doing it, get on the bandwagon. I love it. No, that's amazing. And Gabriella, what has it been like from the field, right? Like, what does that look like, from the LO? How is it working? Have you seen success? Or even Adam, have you seen success? What does it look like right now? Is the team on the bandwagon right now?
So from our branch perspective, we have individuals that came from the old platform. So there's a lot of habits that they have, created where it's like, we're just going to send it to, to myself, to the admin to go ahead and take care of for us. Whereas I'm noticing our newer loan originators, one in particular stands to mind. She's happy to go in there and just do it herself. Like she will go in there, she'll create her co-marketing flyers. I will, happily set up the profiles for her. But I do enjoy seeing that the newer loan originators that are coming on board, with VanDyk, with Total Expert already is like, this is a platform. This is what we're going forward with. They're quick to adapt. Now, some of our, seasoned loan originators, we work with what they're comfortable, because the last thing we want to do is overwhelm them with, the CRM. Like this is a platform to leverage for their business. It's not meant for them to live in it, because they still have to make their phone calls. They still have to attend events. We encourage them to go out into the field. So this is just something that they can count on will be reliable. It's available. It's managed extremely well on the back end. Thanks to Adam and everybody in marketing. And so that's really how that kind of has played out a little bit. I get to see both. I get to see the seasoned LOs and I get to see newer LOs. So it is exciting to see both at the same time.
Yeah. And Adam, what do you feel like the outcome has been so far since implementing this? Have you seen a change from the sales force?
So I'm going to plug our team a little bit here. So we love to track logins, right? So we had 6,687 logins once we launched the pipeline power up. That was a 201% increase compared to Q4 of 2023.
Wow.
So we do want to say that is probably because of the pipeline power up, that they were logging in, seeing what was going on, and total tasks in that 3 months completed was 1,488.
Wow.
Prior to that, we really had nobody completing any type of tasks.
That's amazing.
I know.
That is truly amazing. And I think it's because there's a clear objective. It's one thing. You can quantify that. I just have to go in and do one thing, and then I can move on, right? But I love also that you're saying that it's from the sales leaders down. So also I can assure you that it wouldn't be that successful if it wasn't for the fact that your sales leaders have actually come up with what these things are. So from the top, this is what our LO should be doing. It's not, hey, this is what marketing says that we should be doing. It's what the sales leaders of the organization say that you should be doing. And the fact that you just built that into the technology, I think is astounding. And I think is a super like you should give yourselves a round of applause, because that's truly awesome. And you can see the benefit of that, because now there's accountability from the sales leaders as well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome. Cool. Well, thank you guys so much. I don't know if there's anything else you guys, but I think those are the two things I really wanted to hit on today, and just talk through from a best practice standpoint, the things that you're doing to set yourself apart. And I love just like the two little tidbits, right? Like just working and how do we support our referral partners? And then also, how are we engaging the LOs on a sales perspective, especially as we ramp up going into this spring market, right? What are we doing to make sure we are, keeping our LOs in front of their database? I love that. And I'm just really thankful to have you guys on today and talk about a few things, the things that you're doing. And honestly, just keep it up. I'm loving the camaraderie between you two. And Adam, you just get a million shout outs. I know from Gabriella as well. Like just a million shout outs to you and the VanDyk Morgage team. You guys are doing an amazing, amazing job supporting your team. So, and I know Gabriella feels that too.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome. Okay, guys, well, have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.